The fifth member of our Royal Beggars. Jazz treats his toes. His toes.
Just his
Dude,
toes.
that's so sick.
Where?
Are you hiding them? Are you ashamed?
Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to Royal Beggars discussion. And today we actually have a special guest joining us, RAMAN SAMRA.
Hi guys.
There she is. Introduce yourself.
My name's RAMAN. I'm 25 years old. I'm a counselor and an art therapist, and I'm an artist in my spare time.
Okay, so we're gonna start by saying our relationship status. We're gonna jump right in. RAMAN, what's yours?
I'm in a long-term relationship.
I'm single.
I'm in a relationship as well.
Yes, I got me a boo thing.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, so any Valentine's Day plans for anybody here?
No, I don't really care about it.
Okay, wait. Wait, does your significant other care about Valentine's Day?
A little bit, yeah. But
But you just don't.
You just say I don't care.
I just don't find like these Hallmark holidays or whatever. I just don't find. I don't care about them. Like why? Like what does this day have to do with me? So why would I celebrate it?
Is she
Like
cool
why
with
is
that though?
why is
Like,
Valentine's Day like one day we're supposed to I have to do all this lovey-dovey stuff. Like why don't you do
Yo,
that
what
on
is
the rest
Valentine's
of it?
Day for real? Like, why do we celebrate this?
I feel like there is some history behind it. Isn't Saint Valentine some type of a historical figure or something? But I don't know if it has anything to do with love and chocolates and
I don't
Hallmark
think
cards
so.
and all that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't care about these Hallmark holidays.
Wait, does she care though? Like,
Once
is she
you-
is she
yeah.
just like, oh, I don't
Yo,
care, and she
like,
really
Is
cares,
she
or
really
is she?
upset when
Or
she
she
hears
really?
you saying
She's like,
this?
okay, it's fine, right?
I don't know if she'd be upset, but she would just like I know she has some sort of like expectation from it. Not expectation, but like you know what I mean?
She wants it
Like
to
there
be
should be
acknowledged.
something done, you know?
She wants a flower.
But it's like, do I know, why is this day where I'm supposed to acknowledge you like a little bit extra? Like what does that mean?
And
I
us
don't
are just like, okay.
We're just nodding like.
care. Yeah, I don't.
Arnie?
Yeah, I don't really have any plans. I mean, we already did something beforehand.
Oh,
You know
that's
why?
pretty cool.
Because we were smart. Alright, so if you like go out on Valentine's Day, right? It's like your parents are gonna know what's up. I was like, yo, we just celebrated a little bit.
Oh!
You know,
my
so we
God.
act like good kids on Valentine's Day.
Just sit inside. Like,
Yeah, like, yeah. I ain't
Study.
doing nothing bad out of here.
That's actually smart. I like that.
Hey, I've never actually thought of that. That would have saved me a lot of grief
Exactly.
in life.
Because when you're leaving on Valentine's Day, your mom's like, where you going? You know what day it is today? Yeah, no, I know you ain't going with your friends. Like, just don't leave the house that day.
Okay.
That's smart.
Easy
That's
peasy.
smart though.
You are wise. You're very wise.
I know.
Wise young. What about you? Any plans?
I'm actually just hanging out with my friends on Valentine's Day because a whole bunch of us, we really like it, but I feel like a lot of guys don't.
Celebrate with each
I feel
other.
like a lot of guys, like just G only, don't.
I'm the representation of it.
No, but just, I actually really like Valentine's Day and I've always really liked it, but I like it more as just like, even with my friends I would celebrate. Like I just like hanging out.
Yeah.
I like having like cookies and chocolates and all that stuff. I don't really like wearing pink, but other than that, it's cool. It's fun.
Okay, so my plans, I'm doing some work stuff on Valentine's Day. And for me, as expectations, I don't have big expectations for Valentine's Day. Like, I don't expect
What do you expect though?
For me, it's like I don't want a big dinner or something lavish or expensive. I would be okay with a $5 bouquet of flowers.
You just
That's
want something
like-
thoughtful.
I want
don't
something
you?
that-
Something that like,
You thought, hey, I'll get her flowers. Like, I've
Yeah.
always been...
so acknowledgement basically.
Yeah, and like something nice like sunflowers. Like, I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like sunflowers.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I want
She
to...
really likes sunflowers.
I like sunflowers. I like to have a small bouquet in my house that I'm like, stop laughing at me. I don't know. Like,
No, it's nice. It's cute.
I'm not big on big things. I feel like that, like these kind of expensive expenditures, I feel like,
That's kind of what
I
cheapens
kinda
it, I think, is when you have this expectation of like this big.
I mean,
yeah.
that's like the
Extravagant
business
thing.
end of like Valentine's, right? It's like
yeah.
I gotta spend all this just to show
No,
this
you
one
don't need
person
to
I'm
do
kind of
that.
like worthy in a sense, right?
I'm somebody who, Jasmine, my mom. Sorry, mom.
She knows that you're leaving on Valentine's Day. She's pissed.
Jasmine, my friend, she gave me I remember for Christmas time, she gave me a mug with Santa's face on it with a hot chocolate mixed inside. and I don't know, maybe I was unstable that day or like what I was feeling that day, but I started crying really hard. Like I was like, thank you so much for getting me this mug, and I'm just bawling my eyes out. And she's like, she didn't expect that. She's like, I don't know what to do with you now. And so she left. Like, and then I was like, okay.
I get that though, because sometimes it really is just the thought.
The small things are really like, the big things.
It's
Okay.
true.
So, is there any big differences between you guys, like being in a relationship or being single? Like, is there any difference?
It kind of depends on the relationship, you know? Like, if you guys are on the same page with everything, I feel like you'll be the same single and, like, in a relationship. But, like, if you guys, you know what I mean? If she wants, like, more and you want more, you guys gotta go on dates and gotta, like, really sacrifice a lot of things, then there's a huge difference, right? Yeah, so it all depends on the relationship, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's super true. And I feel like a lot of the time when you're with someone whose like values and interests are so different than yours, you start acting really different. But when you're with someone who's on the same page and it's like a good fit for you, you kind of act the same with your family and your friends and with that person.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they just kind of fit in with your friends and family really well.
That's actually really true. Like, I really want, for me, a big priority, and that's one of the questions we want to ask is, in a relationship, one of my priorities is they have to get along with my friends and family. Like, that's the person I actually am serious about. Like, if I can be like, hey, this person would meet my friends and family and they would get along with them, that's huge for me.
That is.
I don't know.
Because that, it's like a huge thing because it just brings them in, right?
Mm-hmm.
You won't have to be like, okay, I gotta go hang out with this person now separately. You know?
Yeah,
you
and
can just do the same
like a long-term
things as you did
relationship,
before.
that person has to get along with everyone, right? It's not gonna be like it's not gonna be a side thing, right?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Is that a deal breaker for you then, if you're with someone and you're serious about them, but they don't get along with one of your best friends or your family members or something?
That's something I would like, but it's not a deal breaker for me.
Okay, that's
to be
interesting.
honest. I would like that. I'm generally very private when it comes to my relationship, like in general, but I don't know. Like, even there's been times where I've dated someone and they have not hung out with my friends very often, and it'll just become it'll be such a separation that it would make me so nervous to have those two worlds meet. That makes me very nervous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you get nervous when you have to introduce like your significant other to a friend or something?
Yeah, or even my friends to other friends. I don't know if they're gonna like them, like
Yeah,
I
like
that.
because that's like I don't know. It's just a bad feeling, right? If they do get along, it's like hype, but if not, it's like fuck.
It is, because then you have to like make an effort to keep them separate, or you feel like you have to.
Yeah, you have to be like a mediating
Exactly.
judge or whatever.
And like ultimately, don't you just choose one over the other then?
Actually, that's so true.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, like, if you're saying it's a deal breaker, if you're saying it's not a deal breaker, right? And let's say your significant other comes to your house and they don't get along with your mom or whatever, and then like whose side are you gonna choose? Or are you just not gonna bring? Okay, let's not say your mom. Let's say your best friend, and then you don't hang out, and then let's say your significant other wants you to come out and hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I was supposed to go hang out with so and so. And they're my best friend, like I've known them for 8 years or whatever. But then you're like, oh, okay, so I've known you for a year, but you're my significant other, so I'm gonna choose you. And then over time your friend's just gonna be like, what the hell, like I thought we were friends.
Yeah, that's
unless you can balance it like really well. I mean, some people can.
It's really difficult in that, like, I have been in that position before, like it's my own backstory, and it's really, really hard when you are like with somebody and you're like, I love this person, and then you have somebody that knows you so well and you're so close with, and you're like, how do I find, like, for me it would be a constant battle of trying to find balance, because I wouldn't want to let the other go, right? So I'm really, like, when I'm close with someone, I don't like to I always want to work it out and figure things out that way, but I don't know if anybody else has been in that position before. It's a sucky position to be in.
I've never been in it, but I think that would be so hard, especially with your best friend or something like that, especially if both of you are single
100%.
and that person was your priority for that whole time, like your best friend, then all of a sudden this third person comes in and like throws the dynamic off. I feel like like you said, trying to find balance, I'd always be trying to make my best friend feel like they're still a priority to me, and that's really, really hard, and I think that can cause strain on relationships, is choosing one person over the other.
100%. Okay. And who did I end up choosing?
Who did you end up choosing?
My best friend.
That's the right answer.
Wait, girls like, I feel like girls are like, they choose their best friends over like, and then like guys, like even though they say stuff like bros before hoes.
Girls
they
are
always,
very
like,
loyal towards each other.
Yeah,
They're pack
I've noticed
mentality.
I don't agree with that, you. Because I treat my friends like family, so if someone's like...
No, I'm not saying you, but I mean,
but
like, I've seen guys...
But I'm just saying, like, I
often.
disagree, right? But, like, let's say an outsider came in, right?
Yeah.
And we're, like, having a relationship or whatever, or, like, heading towards one.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't choose their side over, like, my friend, unless it's, like, something that's so obvious, like, this person called her, like, you fucking suck or something like that. And then I'll be like,
You fucking suck.
yeah. I'm like, okay, so what's your basis on why they suck? If you don't have a basis, then I can't take your side, right?
So you just pick logic, whoever you
Yeah, it has to be.
Logic.
That's true.
If you get into emotion over logic, then there's always going to be some sort of crack that you fall through, and then you're going to be like, hey, you're going to lose your relationship, and you go back to your best friend. You're going to be like, hey man, remember me? I used to be your friend. Can we hang out again?
They're gonna
Okay.
make you fucking
I probably
suck.
should word it better because it wasn't like nobody actually made me choose, and it wasn't like, oh, choose me over your significant other. That was like that. Then I would be like, you're not really a friend. You're putting me in such a difficult position or whatever, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, me and that other person didn't end up working out, and I think that's something that she knew all along, and she was like, it's okay. Like I still love you, and I'm still there for you. And I'm just like, now I'm just sitting here talking about my friends. How much I love them.
You
Great.
are loyal to them.
But
Great.
that's relevant, like
Yeah.
friends relationship too.
Oh, 100%. Like for me, it was like she knew me so well that she understood why I was behaving the way I was and why I was in the position that I was. And
That's a sign of a good friend, though.
she has a good friend. You're a good
Are you
friend.
guys still friends?
Yeah. What is the thing that takes you from I'm just attracted to this person and there's someone I'm talking to, like, hey, I want to be with
Include you
this
in my
person.
life.
So I feel like it goes from attraction, like you're like, okay, I like how you look or whatever. Or you like some certain quality about them. Then you get to know them, explore those qualities, and then you're like, oh wow, I can grow with this. You're someone I can see myself growing with. And then you keep going, and then you get to a point where it's just like, are you gonna be someone that supports me when I need it, and then am I gonna be someone who can support you when you need it? And I wouldn't put that on like hold, you know? Does that make sense?
Elaborate support though, just like
Like,
is it
okay.
emotional support?
No, support in general. That's why I didn't say either one, because it could be financial too, right? Like let's say you're dying or whatever, and everyone else has abandoned you, and then this
No
person.
one's gonna abandon you. Just
I'm not saying me, but like
Yeah, you never know, man.
he just doesn't question our loyalty.
there's gonna be like, okay, let's say you're old or whatever, and then your whole family's just like, oh, we don't care anymore. This guy's old. He's gonna die anyway. Then whatever, let's say you can't pay for your healthcare, then your significant other can pay for you. Like let's say that's financial. Then there's obviously emotional. Then there's like, I guess emotional falls under if you're trying to chase your dreams, and then this person's always trying to back you up too, right?
Yeah.
But whatever
important.
these categories fall under, that's why I just said support.
The support, yeah, in general, overall.
Because at the end of the day, I just feel like your significant other should be the one that always has your back, right?
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
true.
And then if you're like betraying them, then that's on you.
You're
Or
a bad
them.
person.
Yeah,
Whatever.
you're so bad.
Bad hombre.
But I think, yeah, pretty much I just feel like that's how you'll know that this person is someone that you want to be with. And then you have to evaluate if you want like a monogamous relationship or polygamous, because I mean,
Yeah.
you can say monogamous, it's like, oh, but that's a Christian thing, or it's like it comes from some sort of background, right? Because there's been societies that have been polygamous and it's not.
I actually had that. I asked somebody before this discussion happened, I'm like, what would be a topic you'd want to have discussed? And he'd be like, if humans are meant to be monogamous, or if they're not supposed to be monogamous.
That's a loaded question.
That's a loaded
Yeah.
question.
That's something, I don't know if we should.
I don't want
explore
to
that
go
right
into
now.
that.
It's
No.
just like,
That's what I said
You
to him.
gotta
Like
keep
that
this
might be too
lighthearted.
heavy
Valentine's
for.
special.
Should you date multiple people and have multiple Valentine's Day?
yeah, that's what you do in
Find
school.
out in the next episode.
That's so true. You have like 30 Valentine's.
Yeah, everyone gives a Valentine's first. That was my favorite.
Everybody get a gram.
That was though,
Gram.
because everyone always felt special, but no one was
Yeah,
ever
it was,
left out.
and it was
Yeah.
the rule is either you give everyone them or you give no one them,
Yeah.
because then you can't just like especially. But I mean, you know how it goes.
people that were real baller though, they gave you a candy with it. They were the ones that I would treat them better. Honestly, like you would get treated better by me.
I treat everyone the same. I'm a communist.
When it comes down to it, what makes it last? Like when it's everything's going wrong, and there are times in a relationship where you'll just sit there and be like, I don't even like this person right now because I'm angry with this person, or something's happening, or you're hitting a rough patch. What helps you overcome that rough patch, and what actually creates maintenance? Like where you actually like what is the substance you think that maintains a long-term relationship?
You're gonna ask me.
I'm gonna ask you this question.
You're looking at me like
I'm looking at
Well, you
you.
can start it off.
I think, well, as soon as you said that, I thought of 3 things right away, and I think those are, for me personally, what I think would be an answer to that. And the first one is communication, because
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, because without communication,
100%.
there's absolutely nothing between the two of you. Like if you're both hard-headed and stubborn, and you just refuse to be the first one to extend the hand or talk about it, you're not going to get through the rough patch in any way, shape, or form, unless you just like sweep all your problems under the rug. But
I
that's
have
like
a theory about that.
a whole other
actually.
thing that I don't think is healthy. But there's that. There's what else was I going to say? There's communication. There's compromise. I think compromise is huge, especially if you're disagreeing, it's because you have 2 different viewpoints, or you can't understand what the other person's going through. And I think that comes after communication. Like you have to talk about it to figure out where it's headed, who has to like give a little, take a little to make it work. And then just overall your values. I think if you, like say if me and you have completely different values, even as a friendship, that's not going to work out, because we're not going to value the same things in life. And like just she was saying, that doesn't help you grow over time if you both want completely different things. So that just has like a big underlying thing. Like you can have completely different personalities, but if you both value like family, friends, religion, that's work, huge. Or whatever, that's at the end of the day, I think what's going to make it last long term.
So your 3 are communication, compromise, and what was it?
And your values, same values.
Would you would you extend that to a 4th and say trust? Because
trust
because
is a big one.
You can have those 3 things, and let's say you don't trust that person.
That's true.
There's always gonna be like let's bring it down to like something that everyone might be able to understand.
Yeah.
Like they go out and you're just like on their social media like, what's this guy doing?
I think that's like a whole other issue though. Like it's so important.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you like, yes, there's things that another person can do. Say a shovel like does certain things that make it hard for me to trust her. But if I'm like that with everyone and I just have trust issues, I think that says more about me and like my own insecurities.
Definitely.
And I think you need to have a lot of confidence and security in who you are, and kind of know the type of person you are, what you're okay with, what you're not okay with, what your boundaries are, before you even offer yourself to someone else.
True.
That's 100% true. I really agree with that. One thing about communication, I have to say, even for me, like to answer this question, even there's one thing. If 2 people have too much pride, like I've had this conversation with a few people, like if there's one person, say like what do you say that when they're communicating and they don't actually want to extend their hand, like and they have
just like hard-headed.
Too hard-headed. And if you have 2 people that are hard-headed, you can have the same values, you can trust each other, you can compromise comes after communication. So you can have all of these other things, everything. You can be ideal, but you will still end up alone because you. sorry. Like no, if you do not find
you have all these good things, but you're just alone.
I shit you. Think about it. Think about 2 people who don't talk to each other when there's a problem. And they just like let it keep it inside. They have no sense of compromising. They don't give way. They have too much pride. And there's 2 people. The most right person can be in front of them, but they won't be able to actually maintain a relationship.
Because sorry, I just wanted to add something. There's something that I see, and I just want to relate it to our culture, right? In Desi households, like I see parents that are like that, 2 hard-headed parents.
Yeah.
But they stay together just because whatever. There's other factors at play, right?
Yeah.
But you see that at work, and you just like from an outsider's perspective, I'm like, why the hell are you guys together? Like, come on, you're killing yourselves on the inside.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about parents though.
Huh?
You talk about parents. No, he's like talking about relationships with parents. Yeah.
You're is fucking with me, man. But anyways, I think I don't even remember where I was going, but I think that was pretty much it.
Hard-headed? I think, yeah, no, but the pride thing, it wasn't to be so stark. It's like the person should acknowledge that and be willing to change it. Yeah. Because I used to be the kind of person where...
Like a hard-headed person?
Even I would have... Like, even if that person is, like, right for me or whatever, blah, blah, like, I would be so scared of emotional rejection that I wouldn't even address issues. Like, I wouldn't... If my feelings are hurt by something, I will just, like, keep it inside. And it would just fester.
So you wouldn't like, talk about it.
And fester, and I'll try to think of the other person and how to make them feel good. And while inside, I'm just, like, I'm not even... like okay as a person, and I realized I'm like that communication factor because I had too much pride, blah blah. Like you really do have to let that go. Like you have to just you have to stop giving a shit about your pride if you're in a relationship, because there's gonna be times where the other person is wrong, and you know it, and you're still gonna have to go up to them and be like, look, I love you, and we're gonna find a way to work this out, and we're gonna figure it out because I love you. Even if I don't like you. I'm looking at Arnie so like intensely that Arnie's so uncomfortable.
Look at him. Like, I love you. I'd probably go up there and be like, yeah, I like you.
No, you honestly, there's gonna be times where you're gonna look at the person you're with and be like, I love you, but I don't even like you right now. But I love you. Yeah. So that's why we're gonna talk about this, because this is bigger than me and you, and we should put our egos aside.
True that.
Yeah. What do you think about maintaining a relationship? Like, what are things that take you back from the edge of realizing what matters? Like do you put the relationship ahead? Like, do you think like, hey, like, fuck my ego right now? Or...
Yeah, I think ego is what messes up everything in life, to be honest. So
true. That's true.
You just gotta take a step back and really like figure out, is this actually me talking, or is this my ego talking? And once you can realize that, that's when you can really make a lucid decision to what you're gonna do.
That's so true, because your ego stands in the way.
Lucid.
It stands in the way of you improving yourself as a person too. Yeah. Like, even if you're single or in a relationship or whatever, if you have a lot of ego and pride, you're not going to want to better yourself, because you're already going to think, like, I'm great, everything's fine.
Yeah.
And avoidance too. Avoidance is a big one. You can't be somebody who avoids the issues.
For the ego, like, one thing is you won't. Some people don't like to open up because they don't want to make it seem like they're vulnerable. Yeah. They're always like, I'm like, I'm the GOAT, right? And then when you tell someone, it's kind of like, what? I'm actually like, I get sad when you're talking to other guys and shit. Like, that makes you look weak in a sense, right? And people are scared of that. Like, that's taking that step is killing your ego in a sense, right? Like, really talking about, like,
But then when you, like, are you saying when the person says that you're talking to other guys, like, that's something that you should be talking about?
Is that something? Let's address jealousy is what you mean, yeah.
If that makes you sad, would you say that to your partner?
I feel like, yeah, you should.
And no, but like in nowadays, let's say you say that to your partner, they're gonna look at you and you'll be like, you're weak.
Yeah, but like,
you're just ripping it.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking to like a personal example, but I'm just saying, like, in general, it could be anything. Yeah, it could be.
They're gonna look at you like you're weak because you shouldn't be feeling like that in the first place, because then it comes back to trust, right?
But I feel like it's a fine line though, because there's the thing where if you're just so insecure, you're gonna find that no matter what person you're with. But there is certain things where a person does cross a boundary, and I think you have to really be aware of which situation it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, if it's like an internal thing.
I'm not in general, but I'm just saying.
Just like, no.
I'm not.
Justine isn't. No, we know that yours.
I don't get it. Like, I'm not like talking on your freaking situation. I'm just saying, like, if that's the situation, like, this is how I see it. Well, I don't know.
So how do you feel about jealousy though? Like, let's talk about that. Are you, as a person, what is your relationship with being jealous or whatever? Be honest. It's okay, like, to...
Well, for myself, I can say that I used to be a really jealous person when I was a lot younger. And then over the last, like, 5-6 years, I would say I've matured a lot. And just with maturity, I got a lot more secure with myself, a lot more confident. And just as a byproduct of that, like, the jealousy kind of went away. And I noticed a lot for myself, like, when I was jealous of something, it was because I felt inadequate about that certain thing. Yeah. And once I worked on myself and learned to figure that out, like, most of it went away. But yeah, that's just what I think about it. I think confidence is so important. Like, you shouldn't be in a relationship unless you're secure in who you are.
Exactly.
And you're obviously gonna have like certain areas that you're insecure. Like everyone has things that they're insecure about. But if that's trumping everything else, like your relationship's not going to be successful no matter who it is, I think.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like you got to be like cool with yourself in a sense, right?
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like, jealousy comes from ego, right? Because it's always that you have to be the center of their whatever action that they're committing that's pissing you off, right? And then, I don't know, for me, I don't really give a shit what anyone does.
That's true.
So true.
And then, but then some people construe that as you don't care, right? And I'm just like, yo, I don't care because I don't know if I don't care. It's just like I trust you enough that I know you're not gonna do stupid shit. But if you are doing stupid stuff, then that's on you. Like, go do what you want. Like, it's not my thing. Like, why should I care that you're doing this?
I can feel you on that. Like the whole, I've been straight up accused. Like me as a person, I'm not a jealous person. I haven't ever really been a jealous person, and that's actually been a problem in some instances with me where I made an Instagram post about this. I remember like it was the
Oh yeah.
And like, so I'd be like, dude, this made me cry, and I'm like, oh, it was actually like emotionally, like it affected some people. Like it was that was surprising for me to hear, but it was nice that other people could relate.
Yeah.
Jealousy for me it's never really been there, and I've had guys say to me, just exasperated, why aren't you jealous? Like, what is the...
That's so weird.
Why aren't... Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah. Why would you want them to be jealous?
I didn't understand. It was more like trying to test how much I cared.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I said, I care about you so much.
Exactly, yeah.
I, like, if you need something from me, I'm there. If you want someone to listen to you, I'm there. Like, I'll do all these other things for you. This is how I show my love. Like, why do I need to be jealous? I'm not jealous. I have you already.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you're here and you're with me, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm happy. You're here. And it was weird because it shocked me, just like how it shocked like yourself, Arnie, and Raman, you guys too. I didn't understand why I needed to be that way, and I get it now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that might have been an insecurity in the other person.
Yeah.
And maybe not me. But it did make me question myself for a long time. Like, do I have the capacity to care about somebody else?
Yeah.
And why?
I feel like what you're saying is like an immaturity thing though, and not on your end. But I feel like the older you get and the more you mature, you're just, as soon as you're secure with yourself, that doesn't matter. Like, showing jealousy shouldn't be a way of showing love.
That's
a
to
really
do with anything. I was like, why is this? This is horrible.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very like high school type of mentality of what a relationship is.
Definitely.
And I think as soon as you're confident, you're secure.
Yeah, it wasn't like a constant thing, but it was like said in anger, and it really shocked me. And I was like, oh, like I didn't know that this is where maybe your brain was headed. And I thought that was something strange.
Maybe like that's just his way of like finding out if you really liked him, kind of thing. I mean, but then again, you proved it.
I said it. I'm like, dude, I love you. I said that to your face. I'm very, very honest. I'm very blunt. I don't keep things inside like that. But what about you with jealousy?
Nah, like I said, the same answer as hers. Like everyone, like when you start noticing, like, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I start noticing things like if I'm getting angry for no reason or whatnot, and then it's kind of like you kind of reflect on yourself, start building yourself up. It's like you're like, why am I getting jealous, right? Like, that kind of thing. So like literally exact answer as hers.
What are your deal breakers? Like, you cannot deal with this, and you cannot be in a relationship with this person.
You know, so the first thing that popped into my head is when I see a guy disrespect his mom. That like is a huge thing for me. If he speaks to her disrespectfully or like yells at her, or just like not stop at her, I'm just like, no, I just can't.
What if the mom's crazy?
Huh?
There's a lot of crazy moms.
Arnie.
I don't know.
She's written all over his face.
She's crazy. Dude, you see my mom.
She's not crazy.
Yo, that's because she hides it in front of you guys. I mean, I don't mouth her or anything.
Why would you
Robin, do you hate Arnie?
Why would you ever ask me and be like, yo, my mom's crazy?
On
like,
camera, like, hit my mom.
You hate my mom's
No,
crazy,
she-
right? And
She
you're
gives
like,
it off pretty well then.
it's the okay. Wait, what was
I
it?
don't know why. That's like the first thing that popped in my head is just when I see someone like disrespecting their own mom. I'm like, damn, like how could you disrespect your own mom? Like my mom will annoy me, but I wouldn't disrespect her like that. Especially not in front of someone else. Like, I just don't.
Oh, disrespecting your significant other in front of company? or other people.
Or just anyone, even family, you would never do that in front of like.
Just, I don't care what is going on between me and the person I'm seeing.
What?
I can't. It's like, I don't care about.
I don't care about this question.
I don't care about anything in a relationship. If he disrespects me, I will not disrespect him in front of other people. Even if me and him are fighting, it's not anybody else's business or whatever. But if he disrespects me in front of other people, I will keep it in until I'm with him alone. Don't you fucking dare do that shit.
Yeah.
That to me is something that will end a relationship.
That's the deal breaker.
That's, for me, that's, you cannot do that. That's you obviously have no respect for me then.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, we could be in the worst situation, you're not doing this. No way.
Yeah.
And even when you're in like a bad situation or a bad fight, like name calling and just like degrading, disrespectful things like that, I can't take that. The minute you call me a name, I don't care how pissed you are, like I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Apparently I've been disrespectful in public, but I never like took it as I was being disrespectful because I like making jokes at other people's expenses. But I guess it's something that like I just have to like be like, I shouldn't be doing that. I mean, you know, like you make a joke and be like, I don't know an example to give, but you just say something and then you'll say like what you were doing, and then they take it that a different way, and then I'm like, oh shit, probably shouldn't have said that. And then you get like a talk in private, and it's like
it's just disrespectful all the time.
You're being disrespectful.
Is that okay? Is that in the beginning of a relationship though, or is that like once you've been in a long term?
Even like I don't know. I think it'll just pop up randomly, right? I think sometimes
He's just
I just randomly disrespect you.
No, I would say like, oh, you're stupid in front of like 30 people and laugh at them. Not like that. Like I'll say a joke and then
I love men who do that. That's one thing I look for in a relationship.
Yeah, I'll say like a joke and then they'll tell me later, and she'll tell me later like, you know,
They will.
you know that,
they?
and then she was like, that was kind of mean. I was like, really? I didn't think so. And
He's
then,
like, I thought it was hilarious.
yeah, exactly. And then,
No, that's actually true.
But that's like with your intention isn't to hurt them or to degrade or disrespect them. You're just like being stupid and you think you're funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I've accidentally done that
Exactly.
too, though. No, that's true. I've done that as well, and then I get really upset that I've made my human. Every time I start talking, my human, I hurt my human, and I'm not meant to. I didn't mean to hurt my human. Okay, what are the deal breakers for you, Ernie?
Honestly, it's like very little. I don't know if anyone just like
Arnie seems like a chill guy to be in a
questions
relationship
like
with.
my values and stuff, like you know, just like my dreams and whatnot. Just, you know, if they really mess with my dreams, like get me out. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause that kind of thing, like my religion, that kind of thing. You know, that's about it. I don't know. Other than that, I'm pretty chill.
That's a really.
You know what I mean? Because those are like things I actually care about. Like, what if like that person just said, "Oh yeah, I don't think you're gonna make it." It's like, nah, okay, you need to get that out right now. That kind
But they're not supportive. If somebody's not supportive
that
of
kind
you,
of thing. Yeah.
that would suck to have a significant other who isn't supportive of you. I wouldn't want to be with that person.
Oh no.
You know?
That's basically the deal breaker, pretty much. I think we work on everything else.
Yeah, for me, I also thought of this thing this isn't a deal breaker thing, but this is something that slowly erodes me as a person.
Oh my god.
Like, this is,
What is it?
it's like if I don't have emotional connection, we were speaking
we
about
were
this
just
in the
talking about
car.
this, yeah.
If I don't feel emotionally connected to the person that I'm with, or they emotionally are not able to connect with me, I'm somebody who will quickly isolate myself.
Okay.
And it will affect me very deeply. I'm somebody who looks like that they don't care about that kind of stuff. They don't care about those small things or blah, blah, and I'm very much like, go, work, do, career, blah.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, because I don't get emotional support from any other.
Okay.
I'm somebody who to be honest, I'm somebody who gives the emotional support to I'm the oldest from my dad's side, and it's like constantly have to think of other people, other younger kids, and if I'm with somebody and they don't emotionally are able to connect with me, I feel hurt. Then I'm like, I have nobody.
Yeah.
I can't even connect.
It's like isolating.
it's isolating. It's like being with somebody but being alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's so much worse than being alone.
It's so much worse, and it's even harder for somebody like me that doesn't have that in their life. And if you're not getting that, it kind of just breaks you.
Yeah.
Almost like, but slowly. That's what I meant by erosion. And I'm the kind of like, so I.
That's so sad. That makes me so sad.
Yeah. So I don't get that emotional support from really any. Everybody will be like a shovel has it together, and I just want somebody.
It's kind of true. Whenever I look at someone who's got it together, it's like a shovel.
Yeah. So people is like it's okay for people to assume that, and I do have my shit together.
Yeah.
But if I feel like weakness, or if I feel like I want to just be held, I want your presence, and I want someone to ask me like how I'm feeling, nobody really does that. And so in that regard, if the person I'm even seeing doesn't do that, it breaks me apart. It actually breaks me. And I'm the kind of person who will stay with that person sometimes too. Like I'm somebody who will keep trying to keep going at it. I think I've learned better now.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I'm able to see things for what they are, but it's really hurtful. Like I think it's hurtful to not have emotional connection. Because I can't, we were even talking about intimacy. In order to even get physically intimate,
you gotta have that emotional.
Yeah. I have to be emotionally connected to you, otherwise I freeze. Like
it doesn't feel right.
I'm somebody who, if somebody touches me, I tense up very quickly, and I don't like it. With you guys, I'm very like, with you and Melvin and all you guys, I'll be like, I'll put my arm around you because I feel comfortable with you guys, and I'm like, these are people I want to look after, and I want to, so I have the nurturing side of me, but I need somebody to do that to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like, what do you feel about? What's your take on intimacy? What is intimacy?
Cuddling.
Let me answer this one.
Just just being cool with someone, like someone to hold you, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just stuff like that. It's cool. Intimacy's cool. I don't know what you want to say.
No. What is your take on intimacy? How important is intimacy to you in a relationship? And someone to listen to you and you being able to emotionally connect with that person?
I think intimacy is pretty cool. I mean,
just keep saying it.
I mean,
intimacy is cool.
It's important in a relationship. I feel like.
Just you. What about you? I think.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like it's important. But someone, I don't know, like some people have different levels of what they want to do, right? And let's say you're in a relationship, but you made like a commitment and say like, oh, these are my boundaries. But then that person's always trying to like, well, I want to do this more, like this much more than what you want to do, and they're always trying to do it, and you're just like, what the hell, man? Like I'm not into that. I don't want to do that. Like I made like my choice. Because like even though you might have done that in the past, or like you plan on doing that in the future, like this, you're not living in the past or the future, you're living right now. And it's like, if you made a decision like I don't want to do that, you should, like, the other person should respect it, or like, that's something that you should obviously talk about with that person. And but I think it's important, but then there should be boundaries on it still. Mm-hmm. If you're like willing to put boundaries on it.
The level, like, it should be the same, right? Like the intimacy level kind of thing.
Or like, even if that person's like, oh, I do want this much, they should respect that you don't want to go that far.
Yeah.
I feel like you're talking about respecting boundaries, though.
Yeah.
Like, once you say what you want, what you're willing to give the other person,
that's
to respect that.
100% though. But that's where the communication comes in.
Yeah.
Pretend if. That's why I'm always trying to be like, hey, what do you want? What do you want me to do? But is this okay? And it might seem like a stupid question, but I'm really trying to make sure you're comfortable.
Exactly.
And am I going too far? Am I blah blah blah? Do you want me to go? You're not comfortable with this yet? And that's when, if you keep it inside and don't communicate and have the capacity to communicate, it makes life hard because you're thinking things that I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, right? It could work both ways.
I feel like that's a form of respect too, though. Like once you find out what they want, what they don't want, then you can show them that you respect that. And like just Jeet does, he accidentally disrespects people. If you don't communicate about it, you might not know then.
Yeah. Right. And some people take it as you're hurting them too. It's like, or you don't like them as much if you're not willing to go that extra length or whatever they want to do. And then you're just like, what the hell, man? this is what I want to do, and I'm not comfortable doing this, so how does that mean that I don't like you or whatever?
Yeah, that is a. It's weird how me and you can connect on that aspect of even when it comes to jealousy. It's like we really, we love you as a person, but there's just certain things where you're like, I'm not. This is not what I'm comfortable with. This is not who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really cool to. It's good to know who you are then.
Exactly.
Because if you don't know who you are, how are you gonna set your own boundaries? If you're not emotionally aware, if you don't take the time to, some things you can't learn in books. You have to reflect and be like, what is my emotional state? What is blah blah blah. You're not even gonna know your boundaries if you're not even aware of yourself. Like, what the hell are you doing, right? It's funny though because we do know who each other's dating. Except for, I have no idea who Arnie's dating though.
It's gonna stay that way for a while.
Shit.
I sent you a picture though on Snapchat.
Did you?
Yeah, and then you replied.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah, you were replying too. You're like, wow, so much feelings or something like
Yeah,
that.
I thought it was so cute.
With that weird face, I was like, okay, nice response there, bud.
I didn't know what to say. I'm like, very good couple. Good couple. Good. You know who I think is the cutest person alive in a relationship? Melvin.
Yeah.
Melvin Medici.
Long term.
That guy. So every Friday, him and his girlfriend go on a date.
Yeah.
Every Friday, without a doubt. We would be like, okay, we want to shoot something, blah, blah, blah. He's pretty much... He's just like, no, this is the time for me to hang out with my girlfriend. And I have so much respect for him. He's okay, Melvin is, his age is, he's young.
Mm-hmm.
They've been together for, I think, almost 2 years now. Yeah, no?
A year and a half? I don't know.
21 months, actually, as long as it's
Oh, yeah.
I know,
I don't know how long, but it's 21 months.
I was at the gym once and there was this girl on like her little Bluetooth headset talking to like her significant other, I'm assuming. And she was just naming everything she gave up for him. She's like, I gave up my family, I gave up everything. And I was like, damn. She was just freaking out in the gym. So that was a huge compromise and now the guy's still like fucking it up. So she's like, really, Larry? This is what you want? I'm at the gym. I gave him. I stopped talking to this. I stopped doing that. I was like, oh my god.
What would you do? No, what would you do if your significant was like, don't talk to this person?
I'd be like, give me a valid reason.
Yeah, no, give me a valid reason, right?
Yeah, I'll consider it. It depends, right? Like, that'd be weird, right?
I'd probably
It
be like,
depends on
why
the
are you so
person.
jealous? Like, what's the issue?
what
Like, what's the
No, what if
underlying issue
What if it's like
behind it?
what if it's like you're like what if he wanted you not to talk to Ishao or something, right? It's like, give me a valid point.
I'd want to know, what the underlying
exactly.
issue
What
is.
am I doing?
Like, did
wrong here?
Ashal go and punch him in the face, or like, what happened?
Like, you didn't know what?
No, I would still take it into consideration what they're saying, like, don't talk to this person.
'Cause,
But if
yeah.
I'm in a situation where I have to talk to them, I'll still get to know them and be like, okay, let's see who you really are as a person and why we're not supposed to talk to you.
We're a team. We hate you together.
Because I know there's some people that my partner says don't talk to this person, and I like talk to them on a regular basis.
What?
Like weekly.
What
Smiley
the
is
shit?
so big as he's saying it too.
That's hilarious.
Like weekly, and then I'm just like,
That's so funny.
yeah, this person's not so bad. I'm like, well, you know what they did. I told you what they've done. You know? Yeah, you're right.
On that note, guys, we are going to wrap up this discussion, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. But we also want to talk about RAMAN and her art exhibit. So she's gonna plug that real quick, and we're all going to it. So.
Oh yay, that'll be fun.
You're coming.
It'll be this Friday coming up on February 17th at the HIVE on 128 West Hastings at 8 p.m. and you should come through. It's gonna be really fun, and all of these people are gonna be here. So.
Arnie, are you going?
True,
He is now.
Arnie's
Arnie's
going now.
yeah.
He is now because I just said it.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me. That was fun.
This is it. Ding.